If you're new here, my name's Kyle. Welcome back to another video. I'm going to do a different video than I normally do. This is going to be like a 2025 life update video. It's something different. It's something new. I even have notes for this video. Okay, we're going to do this video in 3 parts. I don't know how else to do it, but 3 parts sounds good to me. I'm going to do part 1, where I talk about some of the questions I've come up with about the previous year, for you guys to get an idea of how I felt throughout the year. And then we're going to do a part 2, which is going to be like a behind the scenes. So I'm going to catch you up from the beginning of January to August. Part 3 is going to be more about what are the plans for 2025? What are the goals for 2025? Some of the videos I want to make throughout the year. Those kind of things. Let's get into part 1. Best thing of 2024. 2024 to me was a year of growth. It was a year of excitement. I was out of country for 5 weeks, which is nice, because I want to see the world, and the more time I spend out of country is better. I do still explore Canada, but there's a lot of the world to explore as well. So the prior year, I made videos in August of Europe, which are very bad, I know. You gotta start somewhere. And I was only out of country for 3.5 weeks. So that was a really fun part of my time. Another thing was refitting the wagon, which I'll talk more about in part 2. So another question I had come up with is, what was one of the challenges that I felt last year? We all try to be positive on camera, and we all do this, but we do have challenges. A challenge of my year was having to come back. I did so much travel and all that, but I also had to work a lot. And it is hard to come back for 4 or 5 months of work. It's like this thing that craves. It's just kind of like, it's always here. You just want to travel, Some of the accomplishments of 2024 was going to Curacao, having the wagon redone, and starting these videos. I like making these videos. They let me look back, they're fun to make. You get to really dive into the storytelling of traveling and all that. I put 21 videos out from August to December, and I missed 1 video out of that whole time. So I'm doing good, and I think they're getting better. Let me know in the comments what you think, if these videos are getting better. And let me know if this is even something you like, or if you want to see something else. Because I don't know if I like making these videos. I prefer to be out showing you things. Let's go on to part 2, where I talk about some behind the scenes stuff that happened prior to August. So let's rewind to January. January 1st, actually January, February, and March, I was out here calving during the calving season. Super busy, long hours. I wish I filmed it. There's lots of cool stuff to show. I mean, who doesn't love cowboying and cows and calves, right? Like, just a wonderful thing. So I wish I filmed that. I didn't. Then I got on a plane at the end of March to go to Curacao for 2 weeks and stay with some really good friends. That was a really nice relaxation. Do the whole diving. Kind of just get your toes wet back in the traveling. It was a long time. It was since August. It was like 8 months since I was out of country. So I was glad to do that. And then I saw tons of cool stuff. Saw turtles. I went out on a dinghy. I went to a Puna Vibes thing. It was just lots of fun. I'll pull up some footage of that from last year. I do have a little bit. Not enough to make a video. I was still learning. After that trip, I flew home for a week with family just before Easter, because I had to lay over in Ontario. Funny thing, you can't get a plane from Calgary to Curacao. You have to go through Ontario. Works good for me because I just stop at home and I can see family. And now they have the multi-city, so like, why not? So once I left home, I came back out here. We tended to the calves, and I got in a tractor. And I stayed in a tractor for a very long time. Because middle of May, I was also in a tractor. And at the end of May, I was in a tractor. But during all that time, I was in a truck a little bit, but not many calves. Disappointing. So there was tons of tractor work, but by the end of June, I got all that done. We got some grain picked up, hauled to town from last year. By the time I got all that done, it worked out to just be line up where I was headed home for July to do a refit on the wagon, which I should have filmed, because seeing how that video in August did, like the tour video, make sure to go check that out, by the way. Great video. I'm going to have an updated one this year sometime. So if you go and check out that video from August, you'll see what I mean. Really cool tour of my tiny home. Live in while I work. But I wish I filmed July, because I did a whole refit of it, and I went through the whole thing. I gutted it all and made it more livable. I raised the floor up like a sailboat. Then you have in-floor storage, and put a washer machine, washer dryer combo. Best thing I did. And I put full wall-to-ceiling cabinetry in the whole back with a nice table. It works so well. And next year, when I'm in Australia, it's going to go in for another refit, and I'm going to do a nice back deck and maybe modify a few other things to make it more so that you could sit out, have a nice campfire, hang out on the back deck, barbecue. Because right now the side door is nice, but it's a little tricky to head out to the barbecue with food because it's the way the door is. If you go check the video out, you'll see what I mean. But July was filled with a whirlwind of not only refitting the whole inside, I did a cabinet on the front of the truck. I built this kind of skinny and then wide, because it gave me, there's almost 6 feet of storage over the cab. Like, I put a sheet of plywood up there. It's 8 feet long and 4, and so I have a big storage area up there, and that works just wonderful for, it's like a garden shed for somebody, but packed in there. So July was filled with that. That brings us up to August, where the videos start up again. So that's kind of behind the scenes. That catches you up on the year. And it's been a great year. Let's get into part 3. All right, part 3. Some of the things I'm going to be doing for the new year. I got lots on the go. I have a trip to the Yukon, a 1-month expedition up there going to be planned. It's going to be really cool. If anybody's up that way and recommend stuff, let me know in the comments down below. And I'm going to do a lot of touring. I'm going to go up to Whitehorse, and then I'm going to go from Whitehorse right up to Tiuktuk. I'm going to take a week up and a week back to Whitehorse, and then I probably will do Whitehorse and down a little bit quicker, like from Calgary to there, because of the fact is I can do that more often than I could do the Whitehorse to Tiuktuk. And then I might stay up there for the summer and work. I'm going to maybe see if I could find like a outfitting job doing the pack horse, or some fun gig up in the Yukon, which will be very interesting. And on a side note, this sunset is just gorgeous. So one of the other things that is going to happen this year is I'm going to find a harvest job either in Western Canada or in Australia, but at the same time, if it pans out right, I should be able to do both seasons, one here and one in Australia. So that's going to be really cool. I'm going to maybe go to Saskatchewan and see what the farming is like there compared to Alberta. I'm sure it's a lot more flat and a lot bigger farms, but it'll be something different. And then when I get into Australia, I'm thinking the plan is going to be going towards the western side. I've heard that's where the wheat belt is, and I'm starting to reach out. I'm going to start trying to get a hold of people in Australia, perhaps Western Australia, If anybody is from that side, or if anybody knows of people or the farms or anything about how a Canadian can get a farming gig on that side of the country, that'd be really helpful, because I'm gonna plan to be, if I don't go sooner than November, it's November 1st, or anywhere from mid-October to November 1st is when I'm going to be landing in the country. I'm going to book the flights very shortly, and I'm going to go do that. And then once I do Australia, I'll be there for like 6 months, which is the rest of the year. So there's going to be, at the end of the year, there's going to be tons of cool stuff. And if I don't find work, I'm going to go for 3 months anyways. I'm planning on buying a bike and doing like an overland kind of thing with a bike and a tent and all that. I'm going to outfit a really cool KLX 350 or 300. It's going to be a sweet adventure. I think if I land and don't find work before I go, that's okay, because when I get there, I'll just putt around Western Australia talking to people and really get a lay of the land, and then I would be able to know where to find the work. So I'm going to do that, and I think I'm going to go in for dinner now and then wrap this video up. Hey guys, just whipping up a nice breakfast here, enjoying the morning, been checking cows, but let's get back into that. So what you've just heard is, I think 2025 is going to be a great year. We got lots of plans. I mean, last year was great on its own, and this year we're going to be going lots of places, because I think one other thing, a little bonus, is when I'm in Australia, I may or I may not jump up to, say, Bali or Japan or Thailand. So there's some things that might play out that way and might work out well if I do. So you're going to have to just stay tuned for the videos this year. So every Monday I'm going to have a video out at 12 o'clock Eastern time. If you're looking to enjoy my videos ad-free and a week early, I'm going to be putting them on Patreon there for you guys. And there'll be a few other things, so head over to Patreon page. It's going to be released February 1st. Cool things on there that you won't be seeing on this channel. A lot of behind the scenes maybe, and a few other things. Head on over there to check that out, and let me know in the comments down below if you think you like these more talking style videos, or if you like me out showing things and really exploring. Make sure that you guys hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me out and allows this channel to grow, allows us to see more of the world together. I will see you in next week's video, and it's quite a rodeo, because it's going to be like I'm going to be showing you a lot of the cow stuff and what goes on in the day of life of a cowboy, really. Make sure to stay tuned for that video. You're not going to want to miss it, and we will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Go across the river.